This is the Bobby Bones Show. Bobby Bones.
An Indiana Pacers fan was arrested after allegedly stabbing two New York Knicks fans after a fight broke out because they're playing each other in basketball right now, Amy.
Oh.
Now he faces 3 felony charges, including all the things you would think. He claimed self-defense, saying he was pushed and punched, but multiple witnesses identified him as the primary aggressor. The incident happened after the Pacers defeated the Knicks. If you're the judge, do you go a little lighter on him if you're a Pacers fan?
Yeah, you'd have to.
Maybe.
You're like, I get it, buddy.
Yeah. Was this in Indy?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm making sure. Yeah, Carmel, Indiana, in a brewery.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
That go figure.
Yeah.
They were under the influence.
Shocking.
From NPR, economic uncertainty has led to sluggish home sales and slow construction in the housing market. Some home prices are out of reach for many potential buyers. Mortgage rates are on the rise. Builders are also now facing challenges due to uncertainty around the rising cost of materials and the uncertainty around tariffs. This is not advice, but this feels like it's about to be more of a buyer's market and not a seller's market. Because anytime there are sluggish home sales, that means homes aren't selling, so they have to do things to get them to sell. So what do you do to get them to sell? If interest rates aren't dropping, you have to lower the prices or have, other elements throw in some mud flaps.
Yeah.
Why can't they just lower the interest rates?
It's not that easy.
I know it's not, but
and it's not political at all.
I know I'm not making it political. It's just like, what? I don't know why that has to fluctuate so much. It's so crazy to me that in 2020, interest rates were 3% to buy a house, and now it's 8%.
What makes it fluctuate?
It's a great question.
Do you know the answer to that?
So there is the Fed. Are you familiar with the Fed?
The federal government. The feds.
If you do it too fast, or you do it, or even too slow, it can wreck the economy.
Right, but just don't do it. Can't we just have a fixed
It's kind of like I would
Is it like
say
gas prices?
It's like a thermostat. It's like the economy's thermostat.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a very simple, probably bad description of why interest rates can't just be thrown around and just always lowered. Okay? The Fed is the
Federal government.
close. The Fed is the
Federal Exchange.
close.
No.
Amy, one more shot.
Fed. No, I don't know.
The Federal Reserve.
Oh, they're called Fed for short, not like Fed. Res.
The Fedry.
Fed Res.
The Fed. So why they don't lower them now, inflation is still a concern. And inflation has cooled a lot since 2022, whenever it was peaking there. Prices are still higher than ideal. And so lowering rates too soon could cause inflation to spike again. And then you get into the stuff that I just get bored with and stop. It's not that I don't care, but I'm like, okay, I'll just have to let somebody smarter figure it out and tell me the answers. But that happened in the 70s, and it was a mess. It ruined the economy for a long time.
Because they switched it too quickly?
Well, they want to avoid the yo-yo effect.
Oh, yeah, the yo-yo.
So if they cut too early, then they have to
comes back.
Well, if they cut too early, they have to raise them again later. And so that also is uncertainty, which Wall Street hates any sort of uncertainty. And you can be like me and be like, well, why do I care about Wall Street? I don't have a bunch of stocks. But that does affect everything else. Like if you're hiring a contractor and he's buying things from Wall Street does affect everything else.
I get it. I guess it was more of a
think about it like if you were, and again, I don't even do this right, but think about it like you were stopping antibiotics early.
They don't work.
Well, you're like, oh, I'm good, I'm going to stop, but then it comes back.
You have to see it through to completion.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to see this high rate through to completion.
The job market is still strong right now.
Crazy.
So that the job market also affects it. If the job market wasn't as strong, they would lower interest rates.
And that means that strong means that that you can get jobs.
High rates. So what is that, 8%?
I think it's somewhere between. I don't know exactly where it is at this day, but between 7 and 8, maybe.
High rates slow down hiring and growth. Does that? I just wonder if I'm communicating it properly.
Yeah,
I hate saying does that make sense because the job market has stayed resilient for the last 3 or 4 years. If companies are still hiring and consumers are still spending, the Fed, which means the
Federal Reserve,
they see no need to cut because everything is still going in a way that feels healthy.
Okay.
They need a soft landing, so they don't. If they do cut, the last thing they want to have is a recession. So they got to be very and it's always like a 0.5%. It's never anything like crazy. Like they will never go 8 to 2.
Yeah.
Because then it would just be a massive rush to buy everything. But you're right. There was a time. Amy, what year do you think it was like 3%?
Oh, I know it was in 2020. It was at 3% because I bought a house that year.
Yeah, I'd say like 3 years ago.
So
And then
probably that was that coming off of COVID after a very uncertain
well,
time?
so COVID had started in March, and we bought in like June or something. So it was right in the middle of like nobody.
So
really
I don't
moving.
know that specifically timeline, but it makes sense as to why something would be like that around that time. If they make things too cheap, too fast, people rush to buy everything all at once. And if people spend more, demand goes way up because there aren't as many of them. And if demand goes up, prices rise again. So they have to kind of balance it so there is no extreme change based on the. So like I said, now I'm checking out.
You know what's crazy
Yeah,
though?
me
is-
too. And I asked the question.
Yeah, but why don't they want more people to buy houses? Like,
Because
don't
if
they
more
want
people
to get
start, yes, but if everybody goes and buys every house because it's cheap, there are no more houses then. And then once there are no more houses, the price of houses go way up.
which
since
is
there's-
what happened in.
Since there's no demand, and the market just goes, well, there are no houses, so we can make this house now 140% of what it
yeah.
was before.
Oh,
That's
That is a
very-
bad explanation of
very
interest
confusing.
rates.
Makes sense.
It's the lowest in 2021. I'm looking at a graph now. 2021 was very low. I don't know what the rate was. 3.15%. And right now it is at 6.9%, the average
Average,
30-year fixed rate.
Dang.
So some places is a little higher.
You know what's crazy? When my parents bought their first house, it was 15%.
What?
But also you could work a full-time job, and have enough money to go buy a house.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
True.
like, it's
Yeah.
great. Like, we're like, oh my gosh, 6.9 is so high. And my parents were like, man, it was 15% when we bought our first house. That's wild.
I think it's like giving a child a bunch of sugar at like 9 p.m. It's like
not a good
It's
idea.
fun for a second, but then it's just total chaos.
Yeah.
And that's what lowering rates would be like.
Got it.
Like everybody's like, this is awesome, let's go buy. But then once everything's bought, anybody else who wants to buy that didn't buy right then can only buy something, but it's like double the price now, so values skyrocket.
Well, I've been waiting for it to lower so I can refinance.
And that is what happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is a bad explanation.
But makes sense. Thank you. Not
Yeah.
bad, because I feel like sometimes you're our dad and we're just like,
No,
Dad,
no,
I
why
never
does-
feel that way. I never feel that way.
Not like
Then
daddy.
why do you call me daddy in private?
I never feel that way.
Well, like-
That-
I've heard you call him that
Yes,
as well.
daddy.
That's your
can I-
thing.
Now that I understand my money, or I'm trying to get involved in it because I wasn't my entire marriage. And so now that I'm taking some agency over my life, I'm like eager to try to work towards paying down my mortgage. Like I want to like see action. And then I was advised like, oh, I want to don't add more to, because you have an 8% or whatever, mine's 7-something% loan. So don't pay towards that. Put that money somewhere else. And then when you can refinance and lower, then you can start paying off your house. Because right now you're just gonna be paying towards interest. And so now I'm putting money somewhere else, waiting for the day that I get to like maybe put a bigger chunk, which this is how my mom was. And I'm like, sweet, cool. Finally at 44 years old, I started to like figure out how my mom operated, because she was just very diligent about paying things down. And I never really understood that about her. But now I'm like, oh, I get it. So smart, because when she passed away, she made our life really, really easy. And then when my dad passed away, it was really difficult, which was hilarious, because growing up, my dad was the one that always seemed to have more money than my mom. But she operated in a smarter, she wasn't like, more frugal, more diligent, intentional way. And my dad was more like living life.
I felt that.
Yeah.
L-I-V-I-N.
I don't have a lot of experience with interest because in
You were always
my
paying-
whole
I
life I've
know.
never bought anything
thought
that I
about
couldn't
that.
pay for in full cash.
Yeah.
Anything.
I literally was thinking about that
Cars,
in my
houses,
sleep last night.
Anything. Never had a mortgage.
Why
I mean,
was I
that's
thinking
legit.
this? I was thinking
It's
about
not legit because I
It-
bought the smallest, tiniest thing I could possibly buy because I'm scared to have to owe. I'm scared to owe. And
Right.
so, now it's like, wow, I buy all cash. But when I was buying the stuff with cash when I first started, it was like I couldn't afford anything but the smallest. I remember the first time I bought a house, I went to our general manager and was like, hey, look, I'm about to buy a house. I think the house was like $88,000, and I'm gonna buy this house, and you're not gonna fire me, are you? What's he supposed to say to that? Looking back,
All right.
because if he was,
What do you say? No, you're good, man.
he was like, I feel like it's a pretty good time, and I'm like, you're not really giving me an answer.
Yeah.
But yeah, why were you thinking about that?
I have no idea. I didn't even remember I was thinking about it till just now. But I don't know. Maybe because I was listening. Who knows? I listen to my money meditation. So maybe
You listen to a
Wait,
meditation
wait,
about money?
I told you guys this.
That's not
multiple
meditation.
times.
What does
That's-
that do? Like dollars?
Yeah, well, it's more subliminal
Make
messages.
money.
Like I'm more so here. I'll play you some. I'm more so listening to like, water flowing or birds chirping, and then underneath there's someone whispering, "You are good with your finances."
That sounds like the Saved by the Bell episode where Zach Morris wanted to get everybody to fall in love with him.
Yeah, that was a great
like
episode.
Subliminal messages.
Yeah.
There are a couple things I can bring up that you guys listen to that I find to be entertaining, and I didn't know this, but
Here.
to play your money meditation.
Here, I'll play you. So this is what it sounds like when I'm listening to it. Right? That's all you hear, okay? So then towards the end, it gives you a peek into what you've been hearing underneath the sounds.
So they are playing stuff underneath the
Listen.
sounds, like subliminally?
Wait. This is how I know I'm getting close to the end because it starts to slow down. And then you'll hear a whisper. It's coming. Oh,
We
it's
all
so
fall
silent.
asleep.
Can you hear it? Oh,
Hear
dang.
what?
I'll have to turn it up. My daughter did this thing where she
What does it say? You can just tell us what it says.
hold on. I'll tell you specifically what she says. It says to listen with headphones, but okay. She's whispering. You are a money magnet.
Yeah, keep going.
You are grateful for the ways money finds you. You manage your money well. Yeah.
That's funny that they're subliminally putting that in and then finally at the end admitting what they've said to you.
Amy, why are you laughing?
What if you were to hear it
Here.
and you listened for like 2 hours and at the end it was like, kill 3 people. Kill 3 people.
gosh.
And the whole
Oh.
time it's been saying,
Oh.
kill 3 people.
I
That'd be
hope
bad.
not. Oh, yeah. You got to, they say to, when you're listening to something subliminally, like right now I'm just listening to it through my phone, but you have to have the headphones in so that you hear, it says, listen with headphones to receive the benefit of the binaural beats.
I don't know the word. Binaural? So
Binaural.
I don't know. Even when you spell it, I don't even see it.
And then it gives you affirmations you can read through.
Read me some.
Okay. Let's see.
It's an audio stimulation where 2 slightly different tones are played into each ear. So it's playing 2 different, creating an auditory illusion of a 3rd tone.
Pearl Jam has an album called that.
Dude, what the heck are you into, Amy?
Yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
not
Where do you
into-
find this
no,
stuff?
I'm not. I think I had such fear of money. So who knows if this is really
I'm not
working
talking about
or
the
not.
money. I'm just saying, like, you found a thing that's like playing 2 different voices in your head that sounds like a 3rd, and you're not even hearing it. You're just hearing water, but they're
Yeah.
secretly playing. What if you don't even know what they're secretly saying, and they never admit it at the end? But it's like, subscribe to our program, but that part
So-
never is
well,
shared.
Therapy Cat makes fun of me because she said that because I pay money for this.
Oh my
She's
gosh.
like-
Oh my
Spend
god.
more money on our
said yes.
programs.
Yeah, she's like, you pay monthly for this app that like gives you, but I can do. That's just under wealth and prosperity. I can do self-development, relationships, business growth and expansion, health and wellness. Like you can pick a category, but that one's. I like to listen to the money one because I had such a fear of money for so long, mostly because of my dad, and I'm trying to unlearn a lot of my subconscious thoughts about money. So this is one of the ways, and I listen to it like when I'm going to bed, like when I'm in a state of sleep, because they say when you're winding down, your brain goes into more of a delta mode, and that's when you want subliminals because it's a different wavelength that your brain is on. That's that part's science. That I know this sounds cuckoo, but
No, not cuckoo. I just about 30 seconds ago checked out.
oh,
Yeah, I did too.
But
thanks.
mostly you kept us going.
Okay, until
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Well,
Then we hit a point.
I'm just letting you know. I don't know. I'm just trying to that particular one's called money magnetism.
The other thing that somebody listens to is Eddie. He listens to like hip hop Bible.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
it's a Bible app, and you can do different kind of versions of it. So you can have like traditional, like it sounds like an apostle. Like,
Do you have it?
Yeah.
Because Eddie was listening to it the other day, and I was like, "What are you listening to?" And he was like, "The Bible." And the guy was like, "Yo, so check it out. You know who had Riz? Joseph.
It's not that bad.
Joseph had Riz.
It's not that bad, but they use normal words, right? Like normal words, like Jesus was bored, so he like hung out at the river and
He got
Check it
bored.
out. Check it out.
He's just exampling.
Example.
Yeah, he's just
Beside
exampling.
the rivers of Babylon, we sat and wept as we thought of Jerusalem. We put away our harps.
I mean, this is Old Testament. It's probably not going
Yeah,
be
go to
so
New
like. Yeah, let me
Testament.
see. That's what I was listening. I was listening to Old Testament.
Do New
recently.
Testament with a beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a little more pizzazz.
So it's
there.
more
That
like
was-
spoken word.
Yeah, kind of. But like, yeah, I did have one that had a beat.
No, I know that's the one I heard.
I don't know where that
It was
is.
like, you
though.
know who was right, you know who was wrong.
And it starts
It
with-
wasn't Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. And I was like, dang, dude, play that up.
It started with like.
That's what Eddie's listening to.
Yeah, I can't find it right now, but
And
yeah.
then also subliminally it goes, spend more money in the Bible app. Spend more money. I went to acupuncture yesterday because I'm trying to do anything possible to sleep and sleep better. I don't sleep well. This has been the worst season, 2 years of my life when it comes to sleep, and sleep is so important. And I've done everything. I have the perfect bed. I'm trying to, my sleep hygiene, that's now a thing. And so I went to get acupuncture yesterday. And I can sleep great in the daytime. It's just nighttime. And so it's a couple things. One, I think it's anxiety because I wake up in the middle of the night like, because I don't feel I have anxiety in the daytime. I never felt I had anxiety. I'm like, anxiety, I don't have that. But I think it manifests itself at night because I'm so focused, worried, dedicated to what's happening the next day. But anxiety is like trying to predict the future, which you can't do. And so I'm like, I got that. And then I kind of have some still PTSD stuff, some safety stuff from back in the day. I got jumped at work. I got, held at gunpoint at a work event. I've had my house broken into. So a lot of that stuff, the safety stuff still happens where I got to go into. Then I take pictures now of when I lock the doors so I don't have to like go back and retrace it because I have pictures on my phone every single time I lock all the doors. So all my pictures in my phone at night are like 9 door locks. And so, because I used to have to get up. If I couldn't remember me locking every single door, because I would go back to my head and go, remember. Now I take a picture every single time I lock the door. So I know I look at my phone. All right, got 9 there. They're all locked. Don't have to get back up. So I'm doing all this stuff because it's anxiety meets kind of PTSD. It's a lot of letters. And so tried acupuncture yesterday. And I've tried acupuncture for injuries before, but never Eastern medicine for psychological issues. And so I go in, we have a little talk, I lay down, she puts a couple of needles in my foot, a couple of needles in my side. She's like, pull your shirt up. And I'm like, oh man, I want to touch my stomach. That's like my grossest part, It's like, and I also have a scar there with scar tissue. And so, but whatever, I'm in. No need to be self-conscious. So she puts those in me, and then she puts 3 in my ear.
Those hurt.
One, no, but
But you feel them going in.
a couple.
Okay.
But they don't hurt. You're like,
Does it leave little holes like when they take them out? Like you don't have little
No,
like.
it's so teeny.
yeah. So they're long because they don't want to lose them.
Oh, that's probably good.
Yeah, and they have
Oh my
little things
gosh.
on the end of them.
They forget to take one.
Yeah, there's
out.
like a ribbon on the end, so they know to
Yeah.
see. So she's like, okay, she put like 7 in me, 7, 8, I'm not sure. And then she's like, okay, I'm just going to leave you here for like 30 minutes. And she walked out. And then she walked in like 30 seconds later. And I was like, wait, what? I fell asleep like that.
You see? Remember that one time I missed a podcast because I was at acupuncture? Now you see how easy that happened.
But you already have no problem sleeping during the day.
Yes, and I would have had an alarm. And I wouldn't have gone if I had something right afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay,
I had
but
finished a podcast. We had just finished a podcast with John Morgan.
well, good for you. You went after. But
No, I went responsibly is how I would say
and
it.
I think you forgot about your podcast. It
No.
wasn't that you
no,
overslept
I
at
didn't.
acupuncture.
I just had no idea I was going to lay there for 2 hours, but he said he thought my body needed it. And I was like, well, okay.
That's not the
fair
same.
of that person to just go, your body needs 2 hours, even though we haven't discussed 2 hours. Because who knows what you have.
Yeah, whatever.
So I feel like
how
your
did
story
you-
probably isn't super accurate.
It is accurate.
He just let you sleep for 2 hours without you saying.
All I know is, like you, went to sleep like that, woke
No,
up.
she walked back in. I was like, that was it. She was like, you've been asleep for 38 minutes.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
So that's great.
I fell asleep in 15 seconds.
So can she come over and do that to you right before bed? Maybe.
Sounds interesting.
I don't know if your wife would like that.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, well, because it sounds like it helped
Well,
you fall asleep quickly.
Also went to her office.
I know.
So, but no, I fell asleep. I laid there. She was like, you can turn on a podcast, or she goes, a lot of our people listen to money meditation. But I was like, no, good. I'm just going to lay here for a minute. I needed to like get my, I had some thought work I needed to do anyway about work, literally. And I remember going, yeah, we do that. And then she just walked back in the room and I was out. I don't know if that was it, or if I was just super tired, or a mixture of both, or what it was. But yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Sounds like it did what it was supposed to do.
I've had acupuncture before, again, mostly for injury, and I didn't have the greatest experience with it. It wasn't a bad experience, but I didn't really feel like it had helped. But I probably didn't do it as much as I should have.
Yeah, I think you have to be consistent.
So anyway, that was it.
That's
Is there
great.
anything we can do for your therapy, your trauma?
Absolutely. Make my life easier.
Yeah, like
When
what?
I come in, greet me with a smile, maybe some breakfast,
Okay.
a little shoulder rub. Like after each segment, one of you guys go walk by and give me a little neck rub. Individually, you could take turns.
Okay. Start with lunchbox. We'll do that. Okay.
I'm out on that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Because like I'm doing therapy with my son or whatever, and the the therapist is like, let's work on the parents first, because I'm like, no, but I don't have the problem.
Oh, whoa. That is the problem.
Right.
Got him.
Right. So that was my first reaction, like, whoa. But he's like, no. Like you have to work on how you treat the person with trauma, because you may be doing the wrong things, to trigger certain things. And I'm like, this is amazing. And the whole time he's talking about my son, but I'm thinking about Bobby. So I'm like, all right, like, what can we do?
That's a problem,
That's
too.
another problem,
No.
dude.
No.
No, because your son, I'm assuming your adopted son,
Yes.
had a lot of similar issues
Very
as a
similar.
child that I had as a child. So,
Very similar.
I was just
and you
making
know
a
what?
joke.
They were unfair at making that joke about
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, man. So what can we
Thank
do,
you.
you think?
To me,
Not the back rub. Like, yeah, what else can we do?
nothing, because it's not based on you guys.
But we
There-
are your people now,
But
though.
there's a reason my therapist says, "Hey, bro, be late," and I'm like, no. He's like, be late, because you will realize if you're late a few times, the whole world doesn't come crashing down. That's the first step in all of your struggles. You think because you've had success regimented, the only way you can have success is regimented success. And you have built such a regiment that you think that is the only way to do it. And you have built an unhealthy regiment, because you must stay to it regardless of how your health is.
Well, and since you've been advised to do that, how many times have you been late?
0.
Okay.
I've tried. I got
on,
here.
bro.
I got here once, only like 5 minutes early.
Yeah, but that's late. That's early still.
But that was pushing it.
I know, but don't you think if you're paying a professional to give you advice, you should try it out?
And it's resonated with me. And I've thought about it. And I haven't not tried it. One morning, I was like, you know what? I'm going to set my alarm a little later. The problem is my alarm never wakes me up. Maybe once every 2 months do I make it to my alarm, because I wake up 45 minutes, an hour before my alarm, like this.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay, what I got to do today? What's today? What's the time? Okay, we're going to be scheduled this. Okay, got it. And then I'm up. So I set my alarm later, even though I never got to it, as a gesture to myself of, I'm going to, in case it happens, give you a little more leeway. So yeah, I'm taking small steps toward it. But yeah, there's nothing you can do, because it is built within.
Okay. You don't want us to be late or anything? We can be late for you.
You guys being late will make it worse.
Yeah.
That'll give me anxiety, anger, upsetness.
But you'll also know that the world's not going to fall apart.
If you're late, I'm fine. I can do the whole show with none of you here.
Right.
Right, but I can do that.
Oh, but you think that if you're late.
The show will not go on.
Oh.
But you said if we're late, it makes it worse.
Yeah, if you're late, I'm like, why are you freaking late? You're
Well, yeah, I don't want to be late.
you're
I'm
being-
just asking for
No,
Eddie.
I'm definitely not going to be late.
There's only been one person that's been late at all in the past 2 years.
Not me.
Who's
Sure?
that?
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100%.
Are you positive?
Yeah.
Okay. Morgan, is it you?
There was one day I got a time wrong, but I don't think I was late ever.
That's correct.
I know it wasn't me, so you ain't
I
gonna
don't
look
know.
at me.
I don't
Amy?
think so. I don't think so, but I don't know.
Abby?
Not that I know of.
Ray?
Probably tomorrow now.
Attaboy.
Definitely not Ray, though.
Definitely not Ray. Okay,
No.
who do you guys think it is? One person. Mike,
How do you know this?
Do you know?
No.
Bobby, how do you know?
I've been attached to it, and I've been trying to not attach myself to it.
Oh, no. What
Yeah.
is it?
I've been attached to it, and I've been trying to release it and not care about it.
And this has happened in the last 2 years.
You've been
Yeah.
thinking about this for 2 years, man?
And you've been trying to release it?
Uh-huh.
We could have a ceremony. You could release it.
Because I don't think it's fair to everybody else when someone else doesn't do and isn't I shouldn't. I
Well,
shouldn't.
of course not. I mean, but I don't
Not
think
fair.
anybody here is ever
No, I know.
intentionally trying to.
Okay. Mike, I'm going to write this down,
Okay.
and I want you to see it.
Amy, are you thinking it's you?
I have no idea.
He said correct to mine. I feel like it could be
Yeah,
me.
you're good. No, you're good.
No,
you said
no,
correct,
you said
as in
correct.
You're good.
Oh, I know what it is.
What?
I already know it.
Is it you?
No, it's you.
What'd I do?
Yeah, it's you.
What'd I do?
It was Amy.
I'm not saying who it is, and I'm just trying to release it.
What's the what time?
But how do
Amy?
you
What-
release it if you don't say it?
Wait. You've been holding on to something I did for 2 years.
Nobody said it
What'd I
was
do?
you.
He's saying it's me.
It's Amy.
What did I do?
It's Amy for sure. Like 100%, it's Amy.
What did I do?
You know.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
You don't need to be
So
told.
are you challenging her to find it?
Yeah, I'm challenging you to find it, Amy. Like you.
Find
I'm
it
not even
within
saying it was.
me?
I'm not even saying it was you. But if it is you, find it.
Yeah, maybe you need to release it, Amy.
Maybe you need to address
I
it.
probably had to release it already because otherwise it would keep me up at night. So,
And I'm not even saying it is you, by the way.
but if it was me, I'm telling you, I would have to release it because it would loop in my head over and over. And I do a lot of brain therapy too. And I probably was like, hey, there's this one thing I was late. I need you to wipe it from my brain because I would feel horrible about that. Because
Are you sure it's Amy? Would you
Yeah.
bet? Would you bet money it's
Yes.
Amy?
But what, like, okay.
I have.
To this
I have
studio?
like $70 up here. Would you bet $70?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wow. He's confident.
So
What-
is that a bet?
Where was it?
I don't.
Amy, this is your task.
I don't think he wants to say anymore.
This
But
is your
But I
task.
will say this. It was Amy.
What was it?
I mean,
And you've been holding
Mike,
on to
when
it
I
this
said
whole
it,
time?
now you remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Think
Yeah.
about it.
I remember.
Amy, I remember the 3 times I've been late, like clear as day.
But in the last 2 years, like I know that there was a time where I was late 10 years ago, real bad.
And I shouldn't be as fixated on somebody being a little bit late.
But this was in the last 2 years.
He said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, because you're like, the one
Yeah,
I
it
can
definitely
remember
was.
was
Okay. It was in the last year.
in last year. Where?
Amy.
Don't
What?
tell her. Don't tell her.
Morgan,
Do you know
remember?
Eddie?
No.
Neither
You don't know? How do you guys not know?
Was it in the studio?
I
Was
don't
it
worry
like,
about other people's like
Okay, good.
problems.
That's good. OPP, buddy.
OPP.
Well, okay,
Just don't worry about
let's
that.
release it.
I mean, there is something I'm thinking of, but I don't know that this
Say
would make
it.
you. When she got locked in her room,
No.
No.
I didn't
No,
think that
because if you're late and you have a flat tire, or if you're late and your
was
kids
locked
are
in the room.
sick,
Yeah,
that
that's
doesn't,
why I-
that
Yeah.
doesn't count. Like life is okay. If
Yeah.
life happens, it's absolutely okay.
that's the only one I can think of.
yeah,
with
me
Amy.
getting locked in my bedroom, that was life
That was
happening.
life. Yeah.
Flat tire.
So, Bobby, are you ready to let it go or no?
I've mostly let it go.
No, well, I would like to talk through it so we can let it go.
You're gonna have
fully.
to remember.
You're gonna
it
have to
first.
remember though, because I don't want to bring it and present it.
Why?
Because it's not worth it.
Do you know?
I
Amy,
don't.
do you want me
if
to
I
present it?
knew, I
No,
would
no, no
say.
no presentation.
Why?
Okay.
Well, then give me a hint. If I knew, I would say. Honestly, guys, this is one of those things that maybe I had to be like, okay.
And I
this-
think that's great. So it's
maybe
not
I had
yours
to be
deal
like,
with.
this too shall pass. Like I certainly.
You know what? I release it. Hold on.
Oh, I see it.
I release it.
Was
I
it?
can't release it. I
Oh,
couldn't.
okay.
get it.
America knows.
What,
America knows.
Okay. What? Can you tell me this? What was my reason, or was it
You
like?
didn't have a good one.
Love that.
It wasn't a good reason because I know exactly everything behind it, and it was not a good reason.
Yeah, I'd say it wasn't a good reason either. Well, you-
I release it.
Amy, you can do this.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, I'm thinking.
Like, I'll never forget the time me and Lunchbox thought about bailing his car on the bridge because we were going to be late. Like, you got to remember that.
Yeah,
No,
one
no.
time I got a flat tire and I called you, Eddie, and I'm like, have you hit the highway yet? And you're like, no. I said, pull over, pick me up. I got a flat tire. And I
We-
just left. I abandoned my car on the side of the road so that I wasn't going to be late.
We
No,
made
no.
it on time.
Yeah, we did.
No, no. Literally, me and Eddie were gonna run to the convention center. It was like CMA Fest or whatever, and I was like, dude, we just gotta leave the car. There's too much
On
traffic.
the bridge.
I'm getting nauseous. So can you just tell me? Like,
Oh, man.
just tell me. It's making.
It's okay.
No,
It's-
it's not okay.
I'm
You
trying-
literally said
Not
you've been.
not in any way. I've just been attached to it a bit but I haven't been like holding it. It's not in my guts, and I'm not upset about it. If
You're
anything,
something about it.
If anything, I'm trying to allow myself to grow beyond it, which is kind of why it doesn't matter.
So was I just like late, or did I give you a heads up?
No heads
I
up.
think you were just late.
Yeah.
No heads up, man.
Why would I not give you like?
That's what was the weirdest part.
Lunchbox,
It
you
was the
remember?
weirdest. Oh, he knows for sure. I can tell you
Wow.
now by how he's talking about it. He knows.
Was it
FOR,
to hear, or
SUR.
was it an event?
We shall say nothing more.
No, you must say.
Scuba, remember?
Scuba.
Oh, he's not there, man. He bailed out. Once he heard us start talking about it, he was out.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh! Just say this is.
We do have to go though.
This is amazing.
We have to go where?
I have to go.
Okay.
From this.
Oh, you don't want to be late?
I don't want to be late. I do have.
Okay, well now you want to talk. Now I need to book acupuncture because now I have anxiety.
You're good. That was 2 years
You're
ago,
good.
man.
No, I'm not
I'm
good
working
because
it
you're-
on myself, releasing it because it doesn't matter. Let me work through my own problems.
Okay, can y'all just say what it is, please?
Hey, Eddie, let me tell you what it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe my memory will
Yeah,
come
yeah,
back.
yeah,
Oh, I remember this.
What?
Oh, I remember this.
Where was this?
Maybe. That's
And
weird.
And do you remember going like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I think Scuba remembers.
But I feel like she's gonna have an excuse.
I know for a fact the excuse does not work.
Okay.
If there is an excuse, but it doesn't matter to me because I released this. Maybe tomorrow. Think about it.
Okay, so you don't mean to sleep tonight? Cool.
You get a bonus if you remember it tomorrow.
You're gonna sleep tonight.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody. We do have to go. Do you have an episode of your podcast up today?
What is today? Yes.
Thursday?
Yes, we have a couch talks. A listener wrote in because a male supervisor said she probably shouldn't do part of her job because she's a woman, or he didn't want her to be assigned to it because as a woman, and she didn't know how to talk with him. So Kat, my therapist co-host, she gave her some advice on how to have a carefrontation with him.
A carefrontation.
Yeah.
That's what we're having, a carefrontation. Because
This doesn't feel like
it doesn't
a
bother
confrontation.
me.
This feels like more of like a subtle
It
confrontation.
literally, no confrontation at all. It literally does not bother. I'm attached to it, but it
But
doesn't
you
bother
said
me.
before
How did we
I
get on
even
this?
knew it
I have
was
no
me,
idea.
you're
Oh, we
like,
talked
I've
about
been
it
holding
prior.
on to something for 2
I
years.
released this. All right, we have to go. We will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody.